Hi, this is Jilly Bling. Today's project is going to be a Misty Moonlight tribute using flowing flowers. So Misty Moonlight, actually blues, most blues in my world, I love blues. And Misty Moonlight, I loved it from the very beginning, and I have 3 sheets left. So when you look at it, yes, it is a little skimpy on the paper. So I did the Misty Moonlight here, and then also a little bit on the inside. And this I saw on Pinterest, and somebody took a screenshot of, I think, Instagram, and it's Connie at Constantly Stamping, but I want to give Connie credit for this beauty. And I did things just a little bit different, but it's still very beautiful. So let's get started. We'll use flowing flowers, artistically inked, mostly for these leaves, dies. I'm sure this is here for a good reason, but I'm not remembering. You know, I think this was on the last one. This was on the last. I used it for the words on the pink card. Okay, scratch that. Stitch rectangles, which is for this layer right here, and then also for the inside. And artistically inked, this is called Artistic Dies, and that is for these silver leaves. Okay, so we'll keep this one somewhat near. Okay, here's the papers, and polished dots are in the mini catalog, and I love them. I keep using them over and over, and I can't seem to get enough of them. We'll use those. That's the baggie for it. So what do we have here? Okay, let's just start with the bottom card base, work our way up. And the flowers on this one are kind of like 2-layered. And I'm not sure how Connie did her flowers, but can you see that it's 2 layers right here? So I just did my best. I like how they came out. But somehow hers, of course, they look better. Look at those little dots. Oh, and then this paper, the silver paper. Now when you go to get silver paper, it comes with 3 different colors. And there's the silver, this one, and a little bit of a darker silver, silver gray type, and it's getting closer to kind of like a purple tone, even though it's silver. And then there's the really dark one, and the dark one is kind of brushed. But this I was assuming is like our old silver paper, but it isn't. This one is slightly brushed too, but there's a lot of depth and a lot of color to the newer silver paper. Just saying. I love it. So let's see what we have here. This stitch rectangle is for the top and the inside of the card. So I'll run it through 2 times. And I have those cut out. Silver is this big leaf. And when you cut it out, if it isn't cut out perfectly, that's okay, because we're going to completely separate each of the leaves. And I used washi tape just because my die is a little bit warped and it would shift a little bit, and I don't want to miss a bit of getting my silver leaves. And it takes just a little bit to kind of punch these out. What's that? That almost looks like foil. Huh. Maybe it's like a layer on top of the regular paper. Anyhow, love it. Okay, and we'll do those once we start stamping. So this is for the inside. You could tell where my 3 sheets of Misty Moonlight paper are going. To this last project. I love that color. And this will go on here. Where's that little foil piece? That could go away. This is for the words. And you know, let me do that, because there's not too much to this. Well, until we start doing the flowers. The flowers are the pretty part. So in my little paper, I'll put paper cut sizes on my blog. My blog is jillybling.com. This paper is just a little bit bigger than what I need, but then I could trim it. And chances of me getting this straight, well, hey, got it straight. But I still need to trim it. Okay, so I'm going to do that in Versamark. Put it into white powder and heat it. I always keep a paper under just because the white powder, if I get a little bit off, it's just so granule and messy. And that makes it easy for cleanup. Could use a spoon. I probably should have used my embossing buddy. Oh, it's pouring out rain again. I bet you the boys are going to come in. They just went out. I should have used my embossing buddy. Do you ever do the wrong thing just because you're kind of lazy? Should I do it again? And not be lazy? Okay, I'm going to wipe it on my pants. Okay, embossing buddy. So hey, learn from my mistakes. Use your embossing buddy. Then Versamark. Now the question is, can I get it that close to the bottom and straight? Okay, fingers crossed. It looks good. And look at that. It's pretty much behaving. Just a little bit right here. Okay, it's ready. Ready to be cooked. Okay, I could see in a few spots I should have tried a little harder to get the little powder off, but I think that's okay. So now I'm going to trim it, and I would like to say I'm going to use my snips, but I have a paper cutter right here. Paper cutter. And there it is. Okay, I think we have to do the flowers. It's not terrible, it's just a little bit of work. So here's a piece of paper, 2 3/4 by 11. Here's the flower, and working with a spot because my stamp pad is being busy. So funny thing, usually I would just say tap it, but when I was working with this, I found, and if I saw someone do this, I would say, you don't want to do that because it leaves streaks on the stamp. But I got really good coverage when I did it. So just a little rub and then tap, tap, tap. And that probably is just because I'm using a spot, but that's okay. Whatever makes it work. So there's 2 flowers on the card, but they're 2 layers. So I need to stamp 4 of these. But guess what? I have 2 full-size ones and 2 where I cut out the middle. So I don't know if you noticed I was a little bit hesitant about stamping, and I'm kind of procrastinating cutting out the middle. Not that it's that hard, but maybe I was tired last night when I prepared for it. So when you look at the stamp, and if you have it at home, you could probably see it better, but there's a little bit of like a guide or a hint of where you should cut. And down here at the end, after doing 1, 2, 3 of them, I'm like, whatever, it just needs to be smaller. So do the best you can. And I see a little bit of a hint of a line right there. And if you can, leave that little white border. And the reason is, if you cut right up to the blue, it's just going to look like a continuous blob of blue, like the same flower. And you don't even need to bother cutting. And let me hold something up so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so when you look at this, you could see the flower and then see this little white border. I'm trying to preserve that because when it lays on top of this full-size flower, at least you would be able to tell that there's a little bit of a difference from the inside flower to the outside flower. When you look at this here, see that little white edge? That's what I'm trying to capture. And if you have it in front of you and you're working on it, you'd be like, ah, that's what she's talking about. And also, when you cut out the big flowers, these here, again, if you can, leave a little white border just so it stands up against the blue leaves. Because if I had a blue leaf right into blue flower, it'd be a glob of, that's a pretty blue color, but that's really all you would see. So it kind of helps give boundaries to the flower and the leaves. Oh my gosh, it's pouring outside. I bet you those boys are going to come in. And if they come in, I know they're going to be loud, because that's just what they do. Hey, I'm doing this and doing that. Which is good to know, but they just have a tendency to be boys. Okay, so now this is interesting. I see a little white line over here to get that dark petal, but then there's also lines way down in there. What are you going to follow? And in the end, it doesn't matter. It's all just a whole bunch of prettiness. So just do the best you can. So down here, I don't see any lines to follow. So I am just making petals and I'm not following anything. Just so it's a little smaller. Okay, there we go. So now I could put this right on top, which is fine. But on this one, I tried to kind of pull up the edges a little bit. So for instance, if you have one of those, like the cookie sheets, and it's got that little lip, like it's that heavy-duty aluminum, and there's that little lip on the edge, trying to make my inside flower just have a little bit of a curl up. Or you can leave it flat. That's fine. It's hard to go wrong when you have a whole bunch of beautiful elements in front of you. Okay, so the next project, I'm going to do one more with this flowing flower stamp set. Oh, I'm so excited for it. I have it all sitting out right over here. So each month I participate in a swap, and Carolyn hosts the swap, and there's 8 of us. And sometimes I find projects and I just keep them because something about them I just love. So I was going through my little tub of, I titled it Inspiration. And I found one from Kathy Goodman, and it was from, I think, fall of last year. And it's a gift card holder. And it's a fun fold, but it is so cool. I'm not going to show you yet. Maybe later today I'll get to it. But I'm really excited to do that. It says over there, cutting paper. I haven't done any of the stamping yet. And on that one, I'm going to use this flower with the leaves. I think so far I've just used this big flower only, and a little bit of that. Okay, enough of this. Okay, so these get dimensionals. Let's build the flowers. So I will put 3 of these on here. So Tony goes to the post office probably every other day, and he was talking with the guy at the post office, and he got a new truck and he has a 5th wheel, and he might be buying our 5th wheel hitch. Okay, just a minute. So I could see there's this petal down here and this one up here. So this is perfectly lined up, but I'm going to give it just a little bit of a twist to create a little interest. Anyhow, so he was talking with the guy at the post office, and Tony being Tony, he can't help it. He was like, dude, the grass is getting a little big. You want me to come over and cut it? He's like, no, I was going to do it. And I don't think that the clerk at the post office probably needs to be cutting grass. They should have like a yard keeper or something. Anyhow, so then when he went back yesterday, the guy had his weed eater and he was starting to cut the grass. Tony said, well, how about this? If you cut the grass and put it into piles, because I guess it was really long, I will come and I'll clean it up on Saturday because I'm going to go to the dump, and I'll just put it in the trailer, which I thought that was really nice. So that's what he's doing today. But like I said, it's kind of really raining out there. Okay, so to put these flowers on, do I have any more big ones? Uh-oh. Okay, I'll use little ones. To put the flowers on, I'm going to purposely put dimensionals just in the center of the flower. Oop, double. So that I have room to tuck the leaves in. So this will go right about here. And I kind of want this one angled here and this one angled there. That's what Mother Nature does. Oh, I could use this big stuff. Well, no, because then I can't tuck the leaves in very well if I have big borders in there. I'll do 4 instead of 3. Way in the middle. And these two are going to kind of be hanging out together. Okay. And this is going to go here. How about like that? So I'm going to put 2 dimensionals here. 2 dimensionals here. Oh, this is, okay, so there's dimensionals under here. So 1, 2, 3. Whoo-wee, 3 dimensionals. It's going to be a tower of dimensionals. Is that the right side? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, because there's the one underneath this stitch rectangle panel, and then I'll put glue over here. Look at that tower. Yeah. Good luck mailing this one, huh? I'd like to say Tony has it in at the post office, but that doesn't seem to work. But that certainly worked. It's perfectly flat. Okay, a little bit of weight on there. Oh, we haven't done the the leaves yet. We did this beauty. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so on here, well, I already have them stamped and cut out. So, I'm going to do this. Use the die. Da-da-da! Okay, so how about starting with these leaves and then finishing off with the icing, the bling, the sparkle on the cake. Yep. So right here it's looking kind of boring, but we will fancy it up. So to start out, I'm going to put these everywhere, wherever. And I'll put these on with dimensionals at the end. But I just need placement. Okay, I like that. And again, not too many dimensionals because I still have to stick the silver ones in. So this one, two here, one there. Trying to make it a different direction. This one's going that way, so this one can go right there. I kind of like that one down low. Oh, this one I put the silver on top. Okay, so this one could go down low. So, dimensionals closer to the outside edge. This goes together pretty quick. I guess if you have all the elements done, it sure does. Okay, so now, excuse me, I had a cold a month ago and I'm still, it's not so much congestion, just getting it, clearing it out of my lungs. You know, I tested 2 times. It's like, is this COVID? Negative. And it's a government test, so I would think they're accurate, but... Okay, so this last one, it's kind of on the stem. And most of it will probably be tucked in, so I'm not worried about how cleanly I cut the edge of the flower. Okay, so like on the first one, I'm going to position these. It's nice to have a sample to work off of so I can kind of copy it. Can't be hanging off. Oh, there it is. And just wherever, however you like. Some of them, they're going different directions. See, that's why I didn't just a few dimensionals on the center of the flowers. Now you know why we did that. Okay, and one more. How's that? Okay, so these get stuck on mostly with, I think all of them with liquid glue. I'm going to put the glue right in the center and just on the bottom bit. So it's in the center from here down and then on the outside edges from here down. And this one, notice how it's over the leaf. So if the liquid glue gets on the leaf, which is dye-based, kind of water-soluble ink, it might smear it. So just be careful. Like, put it in place and just leave it there. Because if you slide it around, you're going to distort the image of the leaf. I want it to fit in the envelope, so I have to keep tucking it in. All that pretty. so this one is on top of the leaf too. There, that's where it will stay. I won't move it. I know I just moved that one. This one's just going on white, so it doesn't matter. And then the inside is kind of boring, but that's okay. That one I'm going to tuck it in further. I don't want it to be the same as what that one is. Like the same direction, the same length. Okay, and I think that's it. When I did this other sample, I was doing leaves in all kinds of random orders. And I'm like, which ones did I stick down? I don't remember. Okay, and because I know I didn't put much dimensionals under some of these, with the little ones I might just kind of beef it up a little bit. Just wherever it seems a little loose. I like that one over this leaf. Before it dries, let's see. That should do it. Okay, now for 5. 5 today. 5 polished gems. Oh, where should they go? How about 1, 2. I kind of like one down in here, but I don't want it to be straight across from each other. That's good. 3. 4. And 5. Okay, and then the inside is, it's kind of boring in comparison to how pretty the outside is. I like you. See, that's something I would say. Clean out those little paper pieces. I don't know why they do that. Okay, so in Misty Moonlight, I like you. Okay, and the little flowers, and I think that's it. That's it. Goes together pretty quick. So that is it. Thank you for watching. And give me a thumbs up so I know what you like. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.